What's good, Joe, and welcome to my review for Encanto. Just got back from the theater, and first off, before we jump into this review, I have to tell you guys that I had quite possibly the greatest theater experience watching a Disney film ever. See, I decided to watch not to watch Encanto this week for two reasons. One, I was more hyped for House of Gucci last week anyway. And two, I wanted to wait on that just because I knew that if I waited till like the second week it came out, there would be less kids in the theater, and hopefully I'll be able to watch the movie with some peace and quiet. And thankfully, I got just that and more. So, cause the theater itself, there was only like a handful of people, including me, that were only there. There was only one kid, and he was as quiet as a church mouse. Outside of some loud whisper, outside of hearing him whispering around the end of the film, I forgot he was even there. You have no idea how good it is to say that, man. I swear to God, every time I've been to a Disney film, there's always kids yapping and like always making some ruckus. Never too bad, but enough to where I can notice and I notice their presence. Here, I was able to enjoy the film with some peace and quiet. It was so nice, man. So nice. Anyway, so Encanto. I have to get that out of there before we jump right into the movie, man. Oh, that was so nice. First off, there was actually a short, that little Disney short that played before the movie actually begun, which was surprising because I can't remember the last time I did watch a Disney film where there was a short to begin the film before the movie actually started. Can you tell it's been a while since I've seen a Disney movie in the theater? But, yeah, man, it was like this. The movie was about like these two pandas, a father and like a son, and then it was pretty cute and wholesome. The animation was amazing in it. And then once the credits actually started to roll and we set the movie off, I was shocked to find that Encanto is actually only the 60th Disney film that at least their animation studio has made, which I was shocked by that. It's only 60 because remember, Disney's been making animated shit since like the 30s, or whenever Snow White and the Sleeping Beauty, Snow White and the Sleeping Beauty, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs came out. I thought they would have been in the triple digits by now, but apparently not, which I thought was shocking, very shocking in fact. Anyway, Encanto, fantastic film, loved it. And I'm sure most of you guys are gonna be wondering, oh Glenn, which did you think was better between this and Coco? I'm gonna be real, I thought Coco was way better. Encanto was still a fantastic movie in its own right, but I definitely thought Coco was a lot better. But I will say, the ending in Encanto was nowhere near as predictable as Coco. Because if you guys remember in my review for Coco, I mentioned how I was predicting the third act as it was happening. I was like, oh, this will happen, then this will happen, then this will happen. And then that exact thing happened. That did not happen with Encanto. I was along for the ride. I was like, oh, this will happen, and this did happen. But anyway, guys, let's just jump right into the actual film. So the movie is directed by Byron Howard, I believe I say it, and Jared Bush, who are the directors of Tangled as well as Zootopia, which you guys know how much I fucking loved Zootopia, and of course stars. So Stephanie Barisi, by the way, I'm probably gonna butcher these names, so excuse me. Diana Guerrero, Wilmar Valderrama, and John Leguizamo, and many more. And the plot of Encanto is the Madrigals are an extraordinary family who live hidden in the mountains of Colombia, which I actually know is Colombia. They never once mentioned that in the actual film. That they were like anywhere near Colombia, or maybe I blinked and missed it. Anyway, in Colombia, in a charmed place called the Encanto, the magic of the Encanto has blessed every child in the family with a unique gift. Every child except Mirabel, if I'm saying her name right. My Hispanic brother's probably feeling me. And so first off, we got praise. First off, the cast was fantastic. I love the woman who voiced the buff chick. I'm slipping on her name, but whoever voices her, I loved her, man. She was hilarious. She was probably one of my favorite characters in the film. And I don't know about y'all, but did anyone else think that chick reminded them of Abby from The Last of Us Part 2? I swear to God, man, she with the buff thing, and she even low-key kind of sounded like Abby a little bit too, which I thought was kind of funny. I don't know, man. I just thought those guys. I didn't even mention that in my trailer reactions that she was like, she looks like Abby or whatever. But yeah, she was amazing. I loved her. She was a great character. She was entertaining, especially when she starts losing her powers and and she starts getting so first like, oh, it's heavy. She was awesome, man. She was awesome. Um, yeah, and her song was amazing. About I have to say, the soundtrack bangers, non-stop bangers, man. I was tapping my foot and like bopping my head to the tracks, man. They were fucking bangers, man. Absolute bangers. Um, Definitely Bruno. Bruno, I love this movie. Was played by John Leguizamo. Fantastic. He was probably another one of my favorite characters. Um, um, Maudie Bell, who is of course our lead character, she was also great as well. She was another character I really, really enjoyed, and whoever voiced her did an amazing job as well. So of course, another thing I gotta praise with the movie is, of course, because it's a Disney, the animation is god tier. Like legit, I swear, Disney is always topping themselves. Every other new 3D movie they make, the animation is always fucking legendary, man. And the movie is really colorful, man, and it looks really, really good. Especially when we start to figure out that one part where we find out how the Encanto became a thing and how the Madrigals even got their powers in the first place, and the story behind that one, which of course is tragic because it's Disney. You can't have a Disney without some tragedy in there somewhere in the film. I really did that sequence. I felt the cinematography looked amazing, the animation and everything, the voice acting, the music, all was fantastic in that segment, man. I already mentioned, of course, the music was spectacular as well. Yeah, man. One thing I must say that I think I think this is probably the main reason why I wasn't as high on the film as I was, say, Coco or a lot of the other Disney films that come out recently, like Raya, for instance, and of course Zootopia. You guys know how much I fucking love Zootopia. Was because this movie just doesn't really do much to like push the envelope for Disney. Like it doesn't do much to distinguish itself from other Disney movies that have come out recently, like Raya, Zootopia, and a few others. And I think that's the main reason why I thought Coco was a lot better. Even though the third act was very predictable, I thought it just had so much more style and flair, and just really distinguished itself from the rest of Pixar's movies, and of course other Disney movies that were coming out around that same time frame. I think that's probably the reason why. And I think I overall think I prefer the story of Coco a little bit better. The characters I thought were a little bit better in Coco, and I think that's probably the main reason why I just liked Coco a lot more, because I think it distinguished itself a lot more, was different, and had so much style and flair to it, and really like leaned into its like Mexican influences, which I think Encanto probably does the same thing for Colombians. I'm not Colombian. I'm honestly very disconnected from my Hispanic side of my family, so don't look at me and ask me about about cultural accuracy. When it comes to this film, don't look at me. But yeah, man, I think that's probably the reason why, because this movie just it's a fantastic movie, and I don't really got checked out, but it definitely doesn't really change that much, and doesn't really distinguish itself from a lot of Disney movies, especially that come out in recently. Like I said, Raya, you guys know how much I fucking adored Raya. And yeah, man, I think that's about all I gotta say for Encanto. Fantastic film, but definitely nothing you haven't already seen from Disney. And but definitely recommend you guys check this movie out if you're of course interested in it. And yeah, man, overall I'm going to give Encanto a 9 out of 10, man. Like I said, cast was amazing, the characters were great, the music was banging, and of course the animation, man. Oh my god, the animation. Oh, so good, so cute, man, so good. And those music tracks were fucking bangers, man. Like I said, I was tapping my foot to that shit, man. They were bangers, man. They're bangers. But yeah, man, of course, leave your thoughts down in the comments, guys. What you guys thought of Encanto? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Leave it all down below, guys. And hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter if you like it. Links down in the description box below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.